Welcome to our channel, Elvis Fans Matter. Today, we're going to talk about when we bought the horses and all for everybody so we could all, ride around. And we went one time to a gentleman's house. His name was Cecil Stallings, and he had a little stud horse, Appaloosa, and it kind of small horse. He wasn't real big, and we went down there, and Cecil rode him, and boy, I took a liking to him because he was some kind of fast. So I thought, well, I'd like to have this horse.
And he was short.
And,
horse. And he was a little horse.
For a little man, huh? Okay. All right, here we go. Little horse.
You had only been used to your Rocky horse, so
yeah,
that's the only thing.
you're right. Boy, I tell you what, y'all getting all over me, ain't you? Shoot low, he's riding a Shetland pony.
Well, you did that too.
Okie dokie. Anyway.
Boogaloo.
He asked Elvis if he wanted to ride him, and Elvis rode him a little bit and brought him back. And
liked him.
He liked him, but he said, I don't know. He said, I'm not real crazy about a stud. Said he's really high spirited, isn't he? And he said, yeah. I said, and of course I said, I said, well, Elvis, I said, one thing about it, I said, really, for you, he's too small a horse. And he said, well, he's not for you. You get a little man, you can have a little horse. So he said, if you want him, I'll get him for you. And boy, I said, okay, real quick. And so we started there going around buying different people horses.
He set out to buy everybody a horse. Everybody
a horse,
so.
Yeah. Richard got a horse named Lady, which was a buckskin, pretty horse.
Horse.
All of them were pretty horses. And Elvis was looking around. He took a liking to the buckskin, but still wasn't quite what he wanted. And I think he bought pretty much everybody a horse before he got his. He just hadn't run up on one. Now Midnight was a walking horse and all, and so he purchased him.
Actually, he gave him to me first, and he was a little, yeah. and then Uncle Vernon asked if I would trade him for Traveler. And so I did. And he wanted Midnight,
yeah.
and I got a horse named the Tennessee Traveler.
Yeah. And anyway, he bought everybody a horse. We got one from Dale Robertson's ranch.
Star.
Sputnik Star.
He actually bought that one for Priscilla.
Yeah.
And she was not happy with that. She gave Sput Star to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not happy with that horse. He had a tendency to want to rear up, and
if you pull back too hard,
he would rear up.
Reins, he'd rear up with you, and sometimes he'd get And he was another high spirited horse. And to be honest with you, now I can't remember who he gave that one to.
He got rid of that horse. He didn't give it to.
Yeah.
He I don't know if he traded it, but I was happy with Traveler because Traveler was a Tennessee walking horse, and he made me look like I could ride so good because he had that gait, and I thought I really looked good riding that horse.
But we went to a place on Shelby Drive. I can't remember the place right now. You'll just have to forgive me for my memory. But
the store.
What?
Or the horse to buy horses, or the store?
No, we went to the place that the guy sold horses.
Yeah.
I can't even remember
Yeah.
his name now. But anyway, that's where Elvis saw son, and that's when he saw him. That was it. You know, he knew that was one he wanted, and beautiful horse. And he looked good on him. Of course, everybody's
did.
seen a picture, I guess, of him, and
It just fit him.
it fit him perfect. Yeah, I thought, you know, and he loved Son. And later he bought what they call a racking horse, and they're pretty much the same as a walking horse, only they got a little bit faster gait.
And they pull that, you ride in a buggy.
Well, yeah, they could pull a buggy. That's one-seated buggy, and you get them in a certain
Gait.
gallop, like that.
And they're beautiful.
Kind of like that.
That's what Ebony was.
Well,
How'd you do it? How'd he do it? He said. Billy
Anyway,
run along beside him.
yeah, me and him was going like that.
That was Ebony. But he called him.
No.
He later called him Bear.
It was not.
It wasn't Ebony. Okay.
No,
I was thinking. it was
Thundercloud.
Thundercloud. That's it.
That was his name, Thundercloud.
Who was
And
Ebony?
Ebony was later.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we all.
You're right.
They nicknamed him Bear.
Yeah.
And boy, he was. Of course, Elvis rode him too, and a lot of people have probably seen him.
Beautiful.
on
He
him.
was beautiful.
Beautiful animal. He was solid black, and boy, he could do that step.
He bought everybody a horse that except Marty, and Marty said, "I'm not about to ride one of those horses. I don't."
Well, he finally got on one.
Marty.
Marty did. Well, I needless to say, we was riding the ranch, and we was in the back pasture, and we were riding along, and all at once we saw Marty, and he was going like that, and he was trying to get out, and first thing you know, right off on the ground he went, boy. He said, "That's it. I'll never get on another one."
He said,
I hate
"Marty,
people.
I hate motorcycles and I don't like horses."
But we had a lot of fun.
I know he got. I remember Charlie riding.
Yeah.
He got red. One was theirs. Theirs was Keno, and who had Whirlaway?
There were so many of them, I can't remember who all.
Alan and
had
Joe had a horse.
I know, Priscilla's was Domino.
Domino.
And
Who had one named Paco?
Paco was
Larry's and
Yeah.
Larry's and Stevie Giller.
but we got
Mary Ingram.
Mayor Ingram, yeah. He named that after the mayor who was named Ingram, so
Billy's-
he was a mayor in
And the
Memphis.
little horse he bought
So he-
you was Mohawk.
Mohawk, yeah.
Appaloosa.
But he named it.
Crazy as a loon.
No, he was not. He was a stud. He was a high-spirited horse.
Very high spirited.
Y'all don't get started. But
Billy was going to show me how well he had trained him one day. So I was on my
I
horse,
knew that was
Traveler.
coming.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And he said, "I want you to see how well Mohawk is doing." I said, "Okay." So Mike saddled us up, and we rode over to the lake. On the ranch. We were down on the ranch. Billy was on Mohawk and I was on Traveler, and I was sitting on Up Power because Traveler was a big horse.
Yeah.
And he said, "I want you to see how tame he's gotten." And I said, "Okay." So we rode over there, and Billy got off, and Mohawk, he said, "Stay." And he dropped the reins. He said, "See how good he is? He knows exactly what I'm saying." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "But I'm still not riding him." And he said, "Well, you have to get, it'll work into where you'll get where you have to get used to him." And I said, "I'm still not riding him." So Billy got off, and he took he smoked those little what were they, cigarillos or something?
Tiparillos is
And
what they call them.
he put one in his mouth, and he took out a matchbook, and when he struck that match, that horse started bucking and farting all the way back to the barn. It was bucking, and I said, "Yeah, Billy," I said, "It's real tame." Like I said, I'm never riding that horse. And Billy said, "Well, that match thing scared him." I said, "Yeah." So he had to get on, and we rode double back up to the barn. And when we got up there, Mike and Earl were dying laughing, just dying laughing. But Mohawk never did calm down.
No, he stayed that way. He was, but
He ran into a tree with Billy one time. He
did
rode,
that now, but
he had to have a
that's 'cause
tie
I
down
didn't
on
have
him.
a tie down on him.
And
What
he
a tie
rode-
down is, it ties his
Makes his
head down to
yeah.
his breastplate, and that way he can't throw his head back as high. Well, that day I didn't have the tie down on him, and we were riding, and
Fast.
boy, he threw that head back, and he was getting it. And if he didn't run into a tree, thank goodness it was a small tree.
Knocked you and the
Knocked
saddle.
me and saddle all off, and
Knocked the
he
breath out
fell
of
over.
you.
Oh, I thought I was dying, boy. Well, this is it. He's killed me just sure as well.
Like I said, we are lucky to be here.
But yeah, you know what? I thought about it. Yeah, I'm glad Dick and Sam wasn't there. 'Cause if Ed had been there, Elvis would have had to got a couple of Clydesdales. Because they big men, they'd have had to have something big.
No, they weren't with us on the
No,
ranch. They came in later, but
But I tell you, Sam, you know,
those two were cards.
Sam's a big guy. He's,
Sam-
tall
Sam.
and big. I thought about that. I know it's probably not funny to you, but it is to me because I can just see you on a Clydesdale, boy.
Sam.
But no, we did. We had a lot of fun. Elvis, and throughout the whole time he was here. Sometimes he'd buy different horses. We went to see a horse called Carbon Copy,
Oh yeah.
who was world champion
Yeah, we did.
walking horse. And God, that thing was gorgeous. He was so pretty.
And the way they kept that horse was
in a glass.
in a glass. It was neater and cleaner than most people's houses. It was a beautiful horse.
But it had a big glass front to it where the horse could look out. And oh gosh, it was, I guess maybe 50 feet by 50 feet. That's how big it was. So you have enough room.
Carbon Copy.
But
He was
boy,
beautiful.
to see him work the way he.
We got to do a
walked.
lot of things like that.
And
with
anyway,
Elvis.
Elvis bought a horse called Ebony from that same place.
That's
that
when
was
Ebony
walking.
came in.
Mhm. And that was another one. Boy, he could walk and prance like you wouldn't believe.
What's funny is back, you wouldn't think about Elvis doing things like this, but we used to get on a little tractor lawnmower thing, and it had a little trailer on the
Trailer
back
cart,
that Priscilla and I would ride in, and Elvis would pull. We'd go down to the barn, and Elvis had this permanent marker pen, and he would write everybody's name on their
On the stall,
saddle, the saddle holders. What do you call them?
Yeah.
You know,
Saddle holders.
yes, and on the stall he would write your name on whoever's horse it was, and sometimes the name of the horse, and we just had, it was just like playing cowboys and Indians. We had so much fun. But
I've got pictures of some of them.
Of
and I'll
our-
add them to
with
the
our
end,
names on
with the
them.
names and stuff on them, and I'll add them
I think
to the end
Debbie
video.
Brown, Debbie worked at Graceland for a while, and she took pictures, and they still had our names on
yeah.
on the things where Elvis had written it out. It was
Yeah, Debbie Brown is a huge Elvis fan.
and a great friend that
and a
we've
great
known.
friend of ours, and along with several others like Tom Kirby and
Alan Wade and
Travis
Cheryl,
and
yeah.
I don't know, I can. There's a
Shirley
lot of them.
Cannell, just
Shirley, yeah.
a lot of the like Angie Simpson was,
Yeah,
and Randy, her husband. There's fans that have been there. Gosh, and like Gary Pepper, you know. Gary and Miss Pepper came to my baby shower.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to tell about Boogaloo.
Oh, maybe
You and
next
Richard.
time.
You
not
and
this
Richard.
time.
No, you and Richard at Boogaloo.
We'll tell that next time. But, I think we'll let that.
Everybody had horses and ponies, and
Yeah.
and you also Alan just about killed himself trying to do the racking horse.
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We got down there and to buy Bear Thundercloud, as they call it, and they hooked him up to this buggy, you know, and this gentleman that run the place and all, he had him going and all, and and he had a circle thing. It went around, and boy, that thing was pretty. And so Alan said, "Man, can I try that?" He said, "Well, now you got to do this and you got to do that." He said, "Now you be careful because, you know,
However you do the
however
reins is
you
how
do the
you
reins
react.
and all, that's how the horse is gonna react." So Alan got on him, and you know, and he was riding along, and he done pretty good until I got about halfway around the track, and all at once it was stepping this way, stepping that way.
Got
He
out of
broke
rhythm.
into a run. When he did, it threw Alan right out of that thing, just turned it over. Well, he drug that thing all the way back around to the barn.
And Alan
But-
went back.
Alan didn't get on horses no more, or wagon. But like I say, we had a ball. But anyway, folks, I think that'll do it.
We need to say,
Y'all got something to say?
yes, we
When
want to
have
say.
y'all not got something to say?
We always have something
Always.
to say. I want to say that hello to Chris Randall and let you know
Yeah,
that we're
yes.
thinking about you. We
We're
think
praying
about you
for
every
you.
day and praying for you. And Nita Wolf.
Nita and Robert Wolf.
Yeah, Nita and Robert.
They
they're-
recently lost their young granddaughter.
Yeah.
So we're praying for y'all and we love you. You wanted to say thank you for some of the gifts and everything that came in. Brenda and Michael Moore.
Yes. And Pam Strickland and our friend Stephen McCarty. He always gives me the bestest gifts.
Bestest.
bestest gifts.
Most bestest.
Most best.
Most bestest. Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. SKM.
And also, I wanted to say that we hope John Stone is doing okay because he was to have surgery. And John, you know we love you. And also, Trudy and Steve Green, hope y'all are doing okay. And maybe we'll see you before too long.
And everybody else.
Everybody
out there.
else, and thank you all so
We-
much for
We
the
love y'all, and
gifts, the cards, messages. You don't know what all it means to us.
it does. It really does. And with that, folks, I guess we better wind it up till next time, and
Why?
just remember. And just remember,
Elvis
Elvis
fans
fans
matter.
matter.